From Baton Rouge, the Louisiana propane dealers are proud to present the New Orleans Saints LHSAA Game of the Week. Tonight, the season officially kicks off with two Louisiana powerhouse programs as Archbishop Rummel has traveled to take on University Lab. Welcome to week one of high school football here on Fox Sports New Orleans, where you couldn't have asked for a better matchup. It's defending Division II state champions U-High, and they look to continue the momentum they've established over the last couple of seasons. While on the other side of the field, it's Archbishop Rummel, looking to add their third state title in the last 4 years. And on paper, they have what that takes. Now, also on paper is the Fox Sports New Orleans LHSAA Game of the Week schedule, and we're going to take a look at it right now as we have some marquee matchups coming your way in Parkview traveling to Riverside next week, as well as Byrd and Calvary Baptist the next week. Now, guys, before we break down all the action of tonight, I'm going to bring in the two men who are joining me and will bring you all the action tonight, and Lynn Rollins and Greg Bowser. And guys, it's only week one, but I got to tell you, welcome to the best of the best.
Well, I agree with you, Jessica. These teams won't play in postseason because they're in different classifications, but you can bet they're both going to have a deep run in postseason. And, Greg, this is a postseason caliber matchup.
Well, it is a postseason caliber matchup. You look at these teams, and they know what it's like to get to the postseason. They know what it takes, and both coaches like to start with the first game. They don't relax at all during the season. Even though they're not in district play, they take out-of-district games very seriously.
Now, guys, this Rummel team is still feeling the sting from the end of their last season, and they have some very talented players on their team, but that talent is going to have to take them through their very challenging schedule.
Well, Jay Roth is entering his 20th season as the head coach of Rummel, and if there's a guy who can flush last year, losing in the semifinals against Jesuit, and get his team ready for this year, it's Jay Roth. I have a great deal of respect for him as an old-school, fundamentally sound football coach.
Well, when you play Rummel, that's the thing you're going to get. You're going to get a very physical football game. They're going to be solid, fundamentally sound. They're not going to beat themselves. They're just going to play the game the way it's drawn up.
Now, we will be talking more about that challenging schedule later on in the game, including two out-of-state matchups. We're going to be huge for this team. Now, taking the field tonight in the quarterback position is Chase Forcade, and he leads the team in passing with over 1,600 yards, and he's a Nickel State commit.
Well, he is, and this is a run-first, pass-second offense, but when they do throw it, Forcade completes 62% of his passes.
Well, they rely on Forcade. He likes to throw the ball, got a good arm. He can really get it there. You know, he's got 14 touchdowns, 6 interceptions last year. They want to cut down on the interceptions a little bit, but overall, he's a solid quarterback, and he's a kid that can really light it up if he's getting an opportunity.
Now to the guys who will be running the ball for him, it's Israel Tucker and Maurice Bailey. Now Israel Tucker coming back this year from injury last year, and Maurice Bailey partnered with him with 1,000 yards rushing. They could be a force.
Well, Tucker, this is after 12 months on the shelf, he's ready to go. Interestingly enough, he was a starting defensive back in 2013. Greg, as you know, he was scheduled to be the guy in the backfield last year, but it didn't work out.
No, it didn't work out. They liked his quickness. He had everything they wanted in the backfield. Give him a little speed back there, and then he got hurt and just missed the entire season, so they had to make some adjustments.
Now, an interception last week by cornerback Christian Fulton kind of brought back memories as to what we can expect the rest of the season with 11 interceptions in 9 games last year.
Well, Christian Fulton is no stranger to the football. Sometimes he has more receptions in a game than the offensive team does. He truly is one of the finest cornerbacks in high school in the country. Greg, there's not a major program in the nation that hasn't heard of Fulton.
Well, the reason that they've heard of him is because he only played 9 games last year, and he had 11 interceptions. So he's an outstanding guy. He's a ball hawk. He's the one, that's what you want from a defensive back, a guy that when the ball's in the air, he thinks it's his football.
Now, guys, we talked about all the talent on the Rummel team, but U-High adds up just as well. They're coming off a state championship season in Division II Select State title, and people would call this a rebuilding year, but not Coach Chad Mahaffey.
No, I don't think so. Chad Mahaffey is 58-8. He's only a 36-year-old head coach, but in 5 seasons, he's had 58 victories. This program certainly is one of the faces of high school football in Louisiana.
Well, when Chad Mahaffey took over the program, you know, he got better and better. He lost 3 games the first year, 2 the next year, and then 1 game, and all of a sudden he went and won a state championship. Great offensive-minded coach. We'll see some creativity on the U-High offense tonight.
Now, starting for them tonight at quarterback, it's DJ White. The unique thing about him is that he has not taken the field since his freshman year. This is going to be a big turning point for them.
Well, it really is. And if there's a question mark as big as a candy cane at Christmas, it's him, because he's had a state championship, a couple of them in basketball. but he hasn't been on the football field now since he was a 9th grader.
Yeah, he played as a 9th grader, then he took off and went play basketball and did a great job there. What he has to do in this offense is get the football where it's supposed to be on time. The U-High offense works on timing. Everything's got to work up right, and we'll see if DJ White can come back after not playing for 2 years.
You know, it's interesting, too, because he's one of the biggest guys on the field at quarterback.
Now, guys, speaking of a big guy, this guy's a powerhouse. Coach Mahaffey called him last season the most explosive and powerful player he's ever seen. I'm talking about Dylan Moses, and I think it's safe to say it's the same this season.
Yeah, I think so. He is physically imposing. He passes every eye test. He could be an all-star running back. They may use him a little bit there, but my goodness, Greg, what a linebacker.
Well, he is a heck of a linebacker. You watch Dylan Moses, especially on the defensive side of the ball. You can pick him out of everybody on the field because he closes on the football and on the ball carrier so quickly, it just makes a difference.
Now, it was a big week for a freshman here in Louisiana, and Mike Hollins, he was talked about on ESPN compared to Trent Richardson, and he's already caught the attention of a lot of people.
Well, if you can direct attention or divert attention away from Nick Brossette, who was so good for so many years, you're doing something. And they're talking about this young freshman, only a 9th grader, as a guy who's going to make a mark this year. He's not a building project. They say he's arrived. We'll see.
Well, Michael Hollins, the guy, he came on. He's not that big. He's not as big as Brossette. He's a little smaller, but he's very shifty, and he's got some speed, very deceptive speed, and that's what they like about him. He gets in and out of the hole pretty quickly, and we'll see how much he can fit in this offense. Guys, this is the first time Chad Mahaffey in his head coaching career is taking the football field without Nick Brossette.
That's exactly correct, but they will have Trey Jackson, and they're going to rely on him a lot with leading the team in rushing last season. He's going to be a key factor.
Well, Jackson almost had 1,000 yards receiving last year, and he also plays in the secondary. And Greg, he's kind of like Christian Fulton in that he is very hungry for the football, and U-High will be creative in trying to make sure he touches it a lot.
Yeah, they have to. One thing about Trey Jackson that you have to love is that he really explodes to the football as a wide receiver. Does a great job of going and get the football. Early on, he committed to the University of Florida. And then when Will Muschamp left the University of Florida, he decommitted and now is looking at maybe going to South Carolina.
All right, guys, well, one thing's for sure, this is going to be a game that you can't turn away from on the television. Going to be a great matchup. Thank y'all so much for joining me. Coming up next, we'll talk to LHSAA Executive Director Eddie Bonine and get his insight on the split and the non-split, on the officials and everything you need to know regarding the LHSAA. And we'll also be speaking to Rummel head coach Jay Roth. You're watching LHSAA football right here on Fox Sports New Orleans. The New Orleans Saints LHSAA Game of the Week on Fox Sports New Orleans is brought to you by the New Orleans Saints, title sponsor of the Game of the Week. By Talkin' T-Shirts, official merchandiser of the LHSAA. By Coke Zero, because you don't know zero till you've tried it. By Green Clinic Sports Medicine and Northern Louisiana Medical Center, regional healthcare partner of the LHSAA. By Well Ahead Louisiana, moving Louisiana's healthcare forward. Get involved at wellaheadla.com. By the Louisiana National Guard, protect what matters. And by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana, the card accepted by more top doctors. I am joined now by Rummel head coach Jay Roth in his 20th season there and closing in on his 200th win. And coach, a lot of hype surrounds tonight's game. What's been the mindset coming in?
To let our kids know that this is a 3A team with 5A talent, and they're defending champs in their select division. So it's a heck of a home opener. It's not a warm-up.
Now you have Israel Tucker coming back in at running back. How can he take your offense to another level?
Well, Israel can make you miss an open field, and he's got good hands out the backfield, and just his leadership. We're glad to have him back.
Now you mentioned how big this game was and what these guys know defensively. What are you looking to learn?
Well, we're going to find out if we're in shape or not, chasing these guys around the field. They're up-tempo offense, and we got to get some 3 and outs in order to preserve some energy for the second half.
Now you have a lot of talent on your team. Your team's talked about how talented they are. That's the hype around them. What are your expectations as a head coach?
Well, to play mistake-free football tonight, to play smart, play physical, play fast, play like they belong out here tonight.
All right, Coach, thank you so much for joining me. Good luck tonight and good luck the rest of the season as well.
Thank y'all.
All right, coming up next, we'll be speaking to LHSAA Executive Director Eddie Bonine and get his insight on everything that's happening from the officials to the split and the non-split. I promise you don't want to miss it. You're watching LHSAA Fox Sports New Orleans. Keep it right here. Well, you heard us talking about him. It was the last December in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome that the LHSAA not only crowned their football state champions, but they also officially announced Mr. Eddie Bonine as the new executive director. And I am joined by him now to kick off Louisiana high school football, and it's exciting already on the sideline. Thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank you for having me, and yes, it is exciting. It's going to be a great crowd, great evening, and yes, you're welcome for not bringing humidity, okay?
I appreciate that very much. Doesn't do well with this hair, but tonight made 6 months on the job for you. What's it been like so far? Good, bad, and the ugly?
It's been good. It's been very fast-paced. There's been a lot of other issues, a lot of issues that have come up, but I've had a very supportive executive committee, and the schools have been wonderful, and the ADs have been working hard, coaches working hard. I think at this point we're in good shape and ready to get the season rolling in all of our fall sports.
Now, it was just a couple weeks ago that we weren't even sure if Louisiana high school football was going to take place with the bind between the officials and the schools. How has that played out?
I think it's played out positively. At this particular point, we're here. And that was, I think, one of our short-term goals in the long-term process. And we're here tonight, and we got volleyball. We got all kinds of sports going on. We need officials. They wanted to officiate. We wanted to get them out there, so I think we were able to broker a deal. And it's very important that between now and getting to January that the principals approve what we put in place, and we can continue to move forward in January.
Now, it's only week one, but for the last 3 years, the big talk has been about split and non-split football. Now, you have a stance on that, and you also have a committee behind you.
That is correct. We have a task force that's working on that, and I really, truly believe that come January, if not before, we have another meeting coming up in October, we're going to be able to get this thing resolved and come up with a rubric of sorts. We'll get kind of a process to get people back together and play for unified state championships. Is what I'm hearing everybody wants. That's what we're going to get done.
Now, as if your first 6 months haven't been hectic enough, we've already talked about some big topics. Are there any other big projects or any big changes that you see forthcoming?
No, I just want to keep this thing moving forward in the direction we're going. I think there's a good positive relationships going on with the legislature, the school superintendents, the school boards, principals, coaches, officials now, and I think with the executive committee we have, we're in a good shape. I'm really happy. Have an incredible staff. They do an incredible job, did a really good job during the transition, made it easier for me to come in and pick up and do some things, and I think right now we're going in the right direction. I'm really happy with what's going on with the LHSAA.
Now, Mr. Bonine, one of the great things is that you get to showcase Louisiana high school football every Thursday and some Friday nights. That's huge, partnering with the Saints, partnering with Louisiana propane dealers. How big is that for you?
Couldn't do it without them, and Louisiana propane came in helping us out this case. The New Orleans Saints, just a natural fit in our presenting sponsor, and then of course we couldn't do what we do in the end of the year without the All-State Sugar Bowl. So we're in a great spot right now with our partners. We couldn't do it without them. We want to thank them for what they do for us and what they do for the youth, all the youth of Nevada, especially Louisiana. Was that a Freudian slip? Wow, can you cut that out? I'm just no, but you know what I'm saying. I mean, it's really a good opportunity for us, and we couldn't do it without them.
Now, a little birdie told me that you played football, or played athletics, not necessarily football, but you did play some baseball. Did you ever have opportunities like this at such a young age, being in front of the camera?
No, that was long before. I didn't want to go get into that, but no, it was before this. We had 5 channels. That was back in the day. We had those rabbit ears, and it was black and white. So anyway, it was all good. It was good stuff.
Well, you're a natural. Thank you so much for joining me. We're about to kick off some football.
Hey, let's go. Let's get it on. Thank you.
Thank you. Now you're watching Fox Sports New Orleans. It's LHSAA. It's U-High. It's Rummel. It's a game that you don't want to miss. 2 Louisiana powerhouses about to kick off. Keep it right here. The New Orleans Saints LHSAA Game of the Week on Fox Sports New Orleans is brought to you by the New Orleans Saints, title sponsor of the Game of the Week, by Louisiana propane dealers, from tailgating grills to automobiles. Check out all our uses at louisianapropane.com. By ISC, title sponsor of the All Academic Scholar Athlete Program. By Super One Foods, shop, save, smile. By Lake Charles Memorial Sports Medicine, regional healthcare partner of the LHSAA. And by Mushmek Photography. For photos of the LHSAA events, go to flashpicsphotos.com. Now this afternoon we were fed some delicious food by Mike Anderson Seafood. We had some jambalaya, some crawfish pasta, some salad, and some salad dressing. I gotta tell y'all, that was out of this world. We are in the shadows of Tiger Stadium, and I am now joined by General Manager of Mike Anderson Seafood, Dustin Lovelace. Thanks so much for joining me this afternoon.
Of course. Thanks for having us. We're glad to be here.
Now, y'all are celebrating a birthday with your restaurant. 40 years, that's a long time in Louisiana. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, 40 years, Mr. Mike started back on Highland Road back in 1975, and we're coming up on 40 years come November, and we're looking forward to it. We appreciate the community support and everybody coming out and enjoying some great seafood and great service. We're looking forward to another 40 years.
Now, you mentioned one location on Highland Road, but y'all have a lot more than just that one location. You have some in the shadows of Tiger Stadium people can visit as well. How many locations are there?
Well, we moved from Highland Road to Lee Drive back in '83, and now we have our Gonzales location. We have one in Central, and then we have another one in the Riverwalk in New Orleans, which works great for Rummel being here tonight, and they can enjoy great food down there too.
Talk about it. Rummel fans, you got to get some of this food when you leave here. That's a fact. Now, tomorrow, LSU kicks off versus McNeese, and y'all have some tailgating packages, but you do want to let people know they have to order them early.
They do. They do have to order them a day in ahead. Tonight, we'll stay open all night until about 10 o'clock taking orders for tomorrow. Make it easy for you. You don't have to worry about bringing food out to the tailgate. You swing by, call tonight, pick it up tomorrow, and be ready to serve some great seafood tomorrow. So our tailgate packages, we just rolled out a new special, so check it out. It's online, or call the restaurant.
Now, last but not least, he not only fed the crew, you also have a surprise for the fans.
I did. I brought a little extra. We provided our logo bottled water to pass out because it is hot out here, if you didn't notice. And also we have jambalaya to feed to both Rummel and U-High fans. Just excited about Friday Night Football and the first one to kick off the season.
Well, we're excited as well. Thank you so much for joining us.
Of course. Thanks for having us.
I'm going to switch gears over now. Talking about tailgating, I'm joined now by Mr. Randy Hayden, Executive Director of the Louisiana Propane and Gas Association. And you know what? It's not just about tailgating and propane. There's a lot more to it.
No, it's not, Jessica. Thanks so much for having us here. We're glad to be back on board with the LHSAA, the New Orleans Saints Game of the Week. We'll be traveling with you guys for the next 14 weeks, and you're absolutely right. It's not just about tailgating, although when people think of propane, most people probably think of tailgating, and it's the best tailgates in the world, and we do it better than anybody else in the country. But it's all about a clean, affordable fuel that is critically important to Louisiana and our economy.
Now, we're excited to have you on board with us as well, and he actually educated me right before we filmed this interview, and Louisiana is highly ranked in production with oil and gas.
Yeah, we're number 2 in the country in the production of propane gas. Everybody knows how important natural gas is. When you dig those wells, it's like Jed Clampett years ago when he was digging those, shooting that grass, trying to get whatever he was shooting at. He ended up getting some bubbling crude. Well, up comes from that ground an awful lot of stuff, and some of what comes out of that is propane as well. And so when you search for oil and gas, when you refine it in Louisiana or anywhere in the country, you get an awful lot of propane, and Louisiana is the number 2 producer in all of North America in the production of propane. It's critically important to our petrochemical industry, critically important to Louisiana's economy.
Now, it's not just automobiles and tailgating, like you mentioned. Louisiana, number 2 in the nation. That's huge. Now, if people want to find out more information, what can they do?
We suggest you go to louisianapropane.com. There are dozens of dealers all across the state. There will be a list of the dealers in your area. They can hook you up with everything from a tank of gas for a propane grill to fueling your school buses.
Very neat. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We're happy to have you on board this season.
Thanks. We're looking forward to it.
Coming up next, we will talk to U-High head coach Chad Mahaffey and get his insight on tonight's first game of the season against the Louisiana powerhouse in Archbishop Rummel. Keep it right here. The New Orleans Saints LHSAA Game of the Week on Fox Sports New Orleans is brought to you by the New Orleans Saints, title sponsor of the Game of the Week, by J.C. Fodale Energy Services, proud sponsor of the LHSAA, by NOLA.com, the Times-Picayune, your source for comprehensive Louisiana high school sports coverage, by Tulane Institute of Sports Medicine, regional healthcare partner of the LHSAA, by Acadian Ambulance, knowing life matters, and by Fox Sports New Orleans, your home for high school sports. I am now joined by U-High head coach Chad Mahaffey in his 6th season with the Cubs. In these past 2 seasons, you've led your team to the New Orleans Mercedes-Benz Superdome. And Coach, last season you're losing a couple of big pieces to your puzzle in Manny Miles and Nick Brosette. How do you gain some more momentum and kind of rebuild your offense?
You know, those are 2 big keys for us for several years, and Nick especially being a 5-year starting running back. But we feel good about their experience returning on the offensive line. Trey Jackson's been our leading receiver the past 2 years, and so, you know, other guys just have to step up, and that's what you got to do when you lose guys, and I think we got some guys very capable.
Now, speaking of stepping up, you have DJ White coming in at quarterback for you tonight. How big can he be this season?
You know, DJ's a really talented kid, played with as a freshman, focused on basketball the last 2 years, but he's improved every week. I think he's going to do really good things for us, and tough game for him tonight, but you know, I think he'll be fine once he settles in.
Now, you mentioned Trey Jackson. You also have Dylan Moses, who can both go both ways. Now, what are you looking to establish with them tonight?
You know, Dylan's a kid that can certainly help us on both sides, like you said. You know, some of it we've got to work out as a coaching staff of what's the best fit for our team. We're going to try and use him on both sides tonight, and hopefully he'll impact the game both ways.
Now, Coach, at the end of the night, what are you looking to gain?
You know, we just want to find out about our team, and we're going to be tested tonight, no doubt. Hopefully we're ready for the physicalness that we're going to get out of the other side, and I think our guys are excited to play.
Thanks so much, Coach Mahaffey. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Lynn, we're coming up to you.
Okay, Jessica, thank you very much. With Greg Bowser, I'm Lynn Rollins. What a matchup this is. Greg, let's start with Rummel. What's important for the Rummel Raiders, the Blue Cross Blue Shield, keys to the game?
Well, if you're Rummel, what you want to do is control the football. You got to control the line of scrimmage and take your time and move down the field. That's going to be big for them. The other thing is they've got to get some turnovers. You got to force U-High into some turnovers where you Rummel, where you can then take control of that and limit those big plays. Don't let them get the big plays, because U-High's offense, that's what it's on. It's on big plays. So you got to control that. And if you're U-High and Chad Mahaffey, what he's going to be looking to do is just take the ball and just move it down the field. Take time with his offense. Don't turn it over. Long drives and try to wear him out a little bit. See if that can't happen. Then he's going to play fast, speed up the tempo.
We'll be back in just a moment with more as we get set for Rummel and as we get set for U-High Week 1 and what a matchup we've got. Welcome, everybody. It's Week 1 as we bring you the Fox Sports New Orleans Game of the Week. It's U-High, a state champion last year, against once beaten Rummel, a state champion in 2012 and 2013. Jessica Province is working the sidelines. Greg Bowser is in the booth with me, and we are delighted to be here on a sultry evening in Baton Rouge for high school football. Let's check in before the kickoff with Jessica Province. Jessica?
Well, guys, one of the biggest transitions tonight for the U-High Cubs is going to be at the quarterback position as DJ White takes the field tonight for them. And might I add, it's the first time he's taken the field in 2 years, as he played basketball over the last 2 years, only playing football his freshman year. Now, Coach Mahaffey says, don't count him out. He can be a very solid passer, and he looks forward to seeing his athleticism take the field tonight. Guys?
Jessica, thank you very much. Indeed, that's one of the storylines, Greg. And we have followed these teams very closely the last couple of years. Such has been their success across the state. And we've talked about it on 2 or 3 occasions, but indeed this has the feel already of a postseason game, even though we're two and a half months away from that.
Yeah, this is quite a way to start the season. You got 2 teams that know how to win. They have a winning tradition under these coaches. Been to the Superdome, been to the state championship, and that's important when you're starting off and you want to teach your younger guys how to do it. Take the first game serious, and it takes you through the season. I like the way these programs have grown, and when you look at U-High and Chad Mahaffey, he's really come a long way. And he's in year 6 of his tenure here at U-High, and he's done an outstanding job.
Well, just to put it in perspective about the success these coaches have had, Jay Roth is in his 20th season. He's got 195 victories, so that's more than 10 wins a year. And Mahaffey, on the other side, has also averaged more than 10 wins a year in his first 5 seasons. So there's no shortage of brain power on the sidelines or preparation from these coaching staffs.
No, it's not. And you talk about 2 different contrasts, 2 different styles of play. U-High likes to spread you out offensively and throw the ball around and really run quick plays, and you'll see Chad Mahaffey moving the football.
There's Jay Roth on the sideline, in his 50s, but looks much more younger and more fit.
Yeah, you see him sitting there. One of the things he was concerned about, thinking about, is the pace of play. You know, he's worried about U-High's tempo. Can he stay with him? That's going to be the big thing for him tonight. If Rummel can stay with U-High.
Well, Rummel will get the football first in the white uniforms, U-High in the black. Right now, mercifully, most of this field is covered by shadows, and it won't be long before the entire surface, which is a natural surface here. U-High does practice on an artificial surface, but plays on the natural grass.
Yeah, they do. And you know, this field doesn't get anything happens to it except for I think they play soccer here once football's over with. But during football season, the field basically is allowed to repair itself and not have to worry about another school playing on it. So it should be in pretty good shape. You know, Lenny, talking to Jay Roth, one of the things he was saying, they want to get the football, and Rummel wants to try to have long drives, long sustained drives. And asking him, you know, what's the big difference? He said, if you look up at halftime and we've got a lot of 3-and-outs, we're in trouble. So they want to keep the football for a while.
He was extremely emphatic with that just prior to kickoff, that they want to get a first down or two minimum if they don't get scoring out of each of those drives to try to keep their defense on the field or off the field as much as possible, trying to guard the up-tempo U-High Cubs.
As the Cubs play defense first here, what's going to be interesting to see is how U-High defensively adjusts to the physical nature of the Rummel offensive line, and that's the thing they're going to have to deal with.
So we're set to go as the curtain comes up on the 2015 season. Aiden Gale sends this one high in the air, and it is taken just short of the 15-yard line by David Hensley. Hensley with a nice run out to the 35 before he's yanked off his feet, and Rummel will start with its first possession of the new season at the 35-yard line.
Well, that's a good job by number 36, Christian Harris, a freshman for U-High, playing on the kickoff coverage team, got down and was able to make the stop and put this U-High team, put the defense out there.
Hensley returned 11 kickoffs for a 21-yard average last year, and he will be the primary kickoff returner if they indeed decide to keep kicking it to him. Chase Forcade, a senior committed to Nicholls State, hands it off to Israel Tucker, and Israel Tucker fights for 4 tough yards out to the 39-yard line. It's going to be interesting to see him get his sea legs back, so to speak, after having 12 months on the shelf.
Well, he's a guy that, you know, he gets into the hole pretty quick, and a little shifty guy. He can get up the field. What they really want to do is get him on the edge of the defense and see if he can outrun some people.
David Hensley goes out to the right side as a wide receiver. A single potential receiver on the other side of the formation as well. Forcade under center this time. Offset I formation. Forcade turns, hands it on the stretch handoff to Tucker, and Tucker draws a crowd in a hurry as he is knocked off his feet after only a 2-yard advance. It'll be third and a short 3 facing Rummel.
Well, this is one of those third down plays where defensively you want to get off the field. You got to get off the field and stop them, turn the ball back to the offense.
There you see the All-State Sugar Bowl starting lineup, backs and receivers for the Rummel Raiders. And the offensive line, a very, very veteran group. All seniors up front on that offensive line for Rummel.
Very experienced bunch, Lynn. That's what they rely on, those guys up front, their experience and knowledge of this offense.
The line to make is the 45. And Tucker is not going to get there.
He's going to lose some yards.
A lot of pressure led by Brennan Boudreau. A loss of 2. Boudreau and teammates did a tremendous job of controlling the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, this
watch
is a good
22
job.
In the black uniform.
Yeah, you watch. You see 22, Brennan Boudreau. He's on the outside. He's just reading what's happening. He came up and was able to make the stop. And the reason he was able to do that is because the interior line played well, forced the ball to bounce to the outside.
Just moments ago, we talked about the need for Rummel, at least in the eyes of Jay Roth, to get first downs. They went 3 and out on the first possession. Larry Major's punt is fair caught at the 26 or 7-yard line by Trey Jackson.
Well, if you Jay Roth, this is the one thing you were worried about, 3 and out, and a lot of credit to the U-High defense. They got the ball back, didn't give up any ground, and now it's time for that offense to take the field.
A lot of eyes will be focused on number 2 under center or in shotgun formation, DJ White, playing football for the first time since he was a 9th grader at U-High.
Yeah, DJ White throws the deep ball extremely well. I mean, you watch him play. I mean, he can really fling it out there, and that's the thing that he adds to this offense.
He'll throw it on first down, slings it to the outside. It's caught by Trey Jackson, and Jackson spins for some nice yardage just in front of the first down marker. He had just under 1,000 yards receiving last year, averaging 19 yards per reception, so he can get it and scoot downfield. There's your Allstate Sugar Bowl Cubs starting lineup, backs and receivers. We'll show you the offensive line in a moment. White on the keeper, takes on a couple of defenders and muscles his way for a first down.
You know, when you got a big quarterback like that, DJ White, what you want him to do, he keeps the football and gets up the field. He can pick up those short yards for you.
1st and 10 for U-High. That's the initial first down of the game as Rummel on 3 running plays failed to pick up a first down. Here's Mike Hollins, the freshman, and he plants his foot and bursts into the secondary, and he's got 9, maybe 10. We'll see where they mark it. They are going to mark it short of the first down, but there's the first look at Hollins, and he is cat quick.
Well, they're trying to get him outside in space where he can do some things. You see him plant his foot and he lowers his head. He knows what a first down mark is. He's trying to get there.
It's a gain of 9. U-High has a free down here. White looked indecisive. He draws some defensive pressure, and it's Briston Guidry, the 2-time All-State defensive tackle, who was first to get there. There's a look at the Raiders starting lineup on the defensive line. Guidry the best of the bunch, but Macaluso and Hudgens and Servat also are fine players. Reese, Tafaro, and Munson in the 3 secondary formation, the 3-man linebacker formation. Mike Hollins is unable to turn the corner on 3rd and short, and the Rummel defense will force a punt.
Well, that time Hollins is trying to get to the outside. He's got one man out there. He's got a receiver that's got to get his block, and B.J. Smothers was not able to get that block, and that was the reason that that play was not successful.
Grant Bonnet will punt it. He had 3 punts last year, but he'll be the full-time punter in 2015.
To receive for the Raiders.
Andre Denove is back to receive the punt. He's standing at his own 22-yard line. Sam Wharton, the snapper, delivers it accurately. The kick will bounce. It takes somewhat of a neutral roll and comes to a stop at the 25-yard line.
Cubs down at only 25, first down for the Raiders.
We'll be back in a moment. We are scoreless. Rummel and U-High in the first quarter. Welcome back, everyone. 2nd down and short for Rummel after a nice pickup by Israel Tucker following a 36-yard punt. We're scoreless. This is the 2nd possession for the Rummel Raiders as they work from their own 33-yard line. Chase Forcade under center, calling for the ball in a tight formation. Forcade will look to throw it for the first time. Zings it into the flat. It's caught. It is fumbled. It is picked up by U-High. It's going to be U-High's ball as it came out of the hands of Colby Brunet. Brunet caught it. It would have been a first down. It was stripped, and U-High has come away with the turnover.
On the defensive side of the ball, you stress running to the football. Now watch what happens. Good things happen when you run to the ball. It's a completion. Now watch the linebackers from U-High. They're all running to the football. That's Dylan Moses. The ball pops right back to him. Big turnover for U-High.
So U-High starts this drive in Rummel territory at the 40-yard line after the fumble by Colby Brunet.
1st and 10 for the Cubs. They're at the Raider 40-yard line.
U-High had a first down with its initial possession before Rummel rose defensively. Malik Antoine in motion. The handoff goes inside.
Collins on the
Mike
carry
Collins for a
Cubs.
gain of 4. They'll mark it at the 36.
Jacob Macaluso made the tackle.
Macaluso was involved in the stop.
3-yard gain, 2nd and 6.
Jacob is a 6'1", 220-pound senior defensive end and an exceptional student, a 4.3 average in honors courses.
Well, they're going to get a 5-yard penalty for
penalty on the
offsides
Raiders for
against the Raiders that time. The defensive line jumped, and it's going to give U-High pretty close to a first down and maybe just a 2nd and short.
Let's call it 2nd and 1. The line to make is the 30 for the first down.
2nd and
Chad
1.
Mahaffey working the sidelines. He'll serve as the offensive coordinator. DJ White manages to muscle his way from 3 or 4 potential tacklers, and with that strength, he lumbers across the 20 inside the red zone.
Well, you know, a guy that big, when he gets into the secondary, it's hard for those defensive backs to bring him down. Now watch the pocket collapses there. Good pass rush. He just breaks 2 or 3 tackles, and then next thing you know, he's in the secondary, and you got a runaway freight train coming through there, Lynn. You got to try to get him to the ground.
That's a 12-yard advance.
Hydration timeout.
And we've got what's called a hydration timeout. They'll take a water break, and we'll step aside for a moment. No score, but University Lab has a first down at the 19-yard line. We are locked up with 0. Well, the Raiders dig in defensively, trying to prevent a turnover from turning into points for U-High. Macaluso, Guidry, Hudgens, and Servat up front, the down linemen. Vick in motion. The handoff goes inside to Mike Collins, and the freshman scoots into the secondary and wiggles his way across the 10. He's closer to the 5-yard line.
Well, the thing I like about Mike Collins is you watch when he hits the hole. I mean, he's in there so quick. You know, it looks like Rummel has it played pretty well, but all of a sudden he gets in there quick and picks up a first down.
So U-High is in the Wendy's red zone with its first opportunity inside the 20. 1st and goal. Hollins this time draws a crowd. He ran up into a pile, and nobody was budging at the line of scrimmage. That allowed Rummel to work around the blockers and surround him.
Well, Guidry, number 7 for Rummel, that time they were pinching inside, shooting the gaps inside, trying to take away that inside run. Wouldn't surprise me if U-High would go ahead and have the quarterback pull that thing and get it to the outside, or run a sweep or something. Get outside and get away from the big guys in the interior part of the line.
Second and goal. White rolls, throws it, and that one's dropped. The pass was between the waist and the knees, and the receiver was unable to hold on to it. That was Malik Antoine, who had a chance to catch it, but it went through his hands.
When you don't play for a while as a quarterback, this is one of the harder passes to all of a sudden get your timing on. He had Malik Antoine open. You got to throw that ball right between the numbers. That time, DJ White threw it down at his knees, and he had no chance to catch it after that.
3rd and goal. 5 minutes and some change remain in a scoreless first quarter, but U-High is in a position to change the scoreboard. White in the pocket, looking. He'll pull it down to the 5, to the 3, perhaps to the 2, but he did not get to the end zone.
It's going to bring up an interesting call here, a big 4th down play. I think Mahaffey's going to go ahead and go for it, try to put it in, try to punch it in the end zone.
Aiden Gale has not entered the game. Let's see how White finished the run.
Well, you watch him there. He's just looking for the goal line now. He just lowers his shoulder trying to get in the end zone. That's a good effort by the quarterback.
Everybody in tight. Hollins takes the pitch, digging for the strike, and he finds the end zone. U-High on a 4th down plunge by Hollins is the first to the scoreboard tonight.
This is an unusual formation for U-High. They rarely run with the quarterback under center, but they come out here and they get in a power I formation, put the quarterback under center. He just runs a little toss sweep to Hollins, and he follows his blockers and gets in the end zone. Really surprising that they went to that formation. Thought they might do something where you put the quarterback on the run or roll out, but good call by Chad Mahaffey and his guys.
The extra point is coming from Aiden Gale, and it is good. So a short burst by Mike Hollins near the goal line, and an extra point by Aiden Gale gives U-High a 7-0 lead. The turnover was costly for Rummel. $7-0, U-High has the lead after a 7-play, 43-yard drive that consumed only 2 minutes and 10 seconds, and it was all established after a pass reception was turned into a fumble.
Yeah, it started with the defensive side. Get the football back, put your offense out there, and U-High did a good job just being very consistent, picking up positive yards. I think in that whole drive, they had one play where they didn't gain yards, and it was when DJ White got thrown for a loss.
Aiden Gale will kick it off. David Hensley is back to return it.
Len, this is going to be an important offensive possession for Rummel because, they have got to make sure that they can run their style of offense. That's running ball control. If they get too far behind, if they get down 14, they're going to run into some problems trying to catch up.
U-High will have to kick it again. I don't see any penalty markers on the field, but the officials were blowing the whistles. So perhaps the kick was premature. They will again boot it from the 40. This bounces at the 10. Hensley picks it up near the 5 and works his way back to about the 18-yard line. $7-0 U-High after a drive that started on the Rummel side of midfield. 4:29 remains in the first quarter.
Well, in your Rummel, you got to start from your 16-yard line. You got to be careful here back offensively now. You got to make sure you don't turn the ball over. Handle the ball well and pick up some positive yards.
Forcade calling for the football. He hands it off to the wide receiver. This is Hensley, and he's chopped down after a short gain. Let's go down on the sideline. Here is Jessica Province. Jessica?
Well, guys, through the corporate support of Wendy's Restaurants, Louisiana Propane, and the All-State Sugar Bowl, each school will receive a $1,000 check for participating in the New Orleans Saints LHSAA Game of the Week. Now presenting the check to Principal Mark Milano of Archbishop Rummel is Wanda Henderson representing Wendy's, and presenting the check to Superintendent Wade Smith of University High School is Randy Hayden representing Louisiana Propane Dealers. The Louisiana High School Athletic Association thanks the New Orleans Saints, Wendy's Restaurants, Louisiana Propane and Gas, and the All-State Sugar Bowl for their support of the LHSAA Game of the Week. Guys.
2nd and 6, and Thomas Moore disrupted that pass at the line of scrimmage. A backup defensive end got his hands in the flight pattern of Chase Forcade's pass over the middle.
Well, this is just a little tight end circle that try to get the tight end right behind the line of scrimmage, and good job by Thomas Moore recognizing it, getting his hand up, knocking the football down.
Todd Weller, who caught 10 balls out of the tight end position last year, was open, but Thomas Moore denied the play. 3rd and 6. And right now, the Rummel offense has sand in the gas tank. Forcade looks left, throws it back right. That's Hensley on the reception, and he's got enough for a first down. That's what Chase Forcade does best. He is a very intelligent, savvy quarterback. He looked left, and then on a timing play, winged it right into the hands of fellow senior Hensley.
Well, Hensley just ran a little bubble screen where he just kind of goes up and comes right behind his blockers and wide open. Good play by Forcade. He got the ball there and just really quickly. I mean, it didn't stay in the air very long.
Rummel needed 6. It got 10. First down at the 29. 7-0. U High on a 4th down conversion from the 3-yard line by the freshman running back Mike Hollins. This is Tucker. He spins and gets out to about the 38-yard line. Greg, he has run, although he has not really had a chance to break a big one yet, he has run very confidently, and that spin move to me indicates that knee injury is just fine.
Well, the way he plants right there and cuts up the field, that tells you he's healthy. But a lot of the U-High defenders just miss tackles. You've got to make the tackle when you like it. They were in great shape defensively. Should have tackled him for maybe a yard loss.
Instead, he got 9, 2nd and 1.
This is one where most offenses like this, where they can throw the football, play action is a great thing to throw it down the field on 2nd and 1, try to catch the defense coming up too close to the line of scrimmage.
But there's essentially an empty backfield, and Forcade looks, throws it short, and U-High rises up near the line of scrimmage. That is not going to be enough for a first down, it appears.
Looks like he might have lost a yard on that play.
Pass is complete to Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase made the reception for virtually no gain.
3rd and 1.
3rd and a short yard.
I think their officials are going to take a timeout and measure for this one and see, but I don't think they got it. It's still short.
Timeout. A reminder, the Color Guard is selling Smoothie King at tonight's game. Check out their table near the concession stand and support the Color Guard by purchasing a Smoothie King. Attention alumni, University Laboratory School Foundation invites you and your families to a Centennial Alumni Homecoming celebration. That begins Friday, October 30th with a tailgate here at the Cub Complex at 5 p.m.
So the measurement indicates
October 31st with alumni tours of the school for registered classes.
that they were about a foot and a half short.
Of the 100-year celebration going on this year, visit ULS 100.
It'll be 3rd and about 18 inches for Rummel.
Third and less than a yard.
3rd and less than a yard. I mean, just maybe the old quarterback sneak here, just try to pick up the first down.
It is the quarterback sneak with the senior quarterback Forcade. And he shows some nice strength in staying on his feet long enough to work his way for 3 yards and a first down. First downs have been hard to come by for Rummel in the first quarter, but they've managed a couple in a row now and have the ball at the 41-yard line. Forcade appears, Greg, that he's getting into a little better rhythm with his receivers.
Well, I think if he's having some time to do some things. He's not behind the chains, Lynn. He's not getting 2nd and long and 3rd and long, and that gives him a chance to settle in a little bit.
Hensley comes in motion to the near side. Tucker on the cutback shows some of his swirling moves and turns what looked like might be stopped at the line of scrimmage into a nice gain. Let's call it at least 5.
Well, Larion James, number 20, had a chance to tackle him right at the line of scrimmage and wasn't able to bring him down.
And Jordan Davis.
Jay Roth serves as the offensive coordinator, replacing Lee Roussel, who now coaches at Nicholls State. But he has elevated Vance Andre into the position of passing game coordinator. And Roth says that Rummel intends to throw the ball more often this year because Vance Andre has done a fine job in developing the rhythm between the quarterbacks and the receivers.
Well, they like to throw the football, but so far in this game, they're focusing on running the ball. They want to try to wear down this U-High defensive front.
Tucker came up a yard short. The ball is placed at midfield. 3rd and 1. Forcade looks over the defense.
I think he's going to let the clock run down and get to the second quarter. We're under 5 seconds before the end of the first quarter.
And that's exactly what Rummel chooses to do. So the teams don't have to go far to switch sides of the line of scrimmage. But after a turnover, a 43-yard drive was turned into a touchdown by U-High, and it's 7-0. The Cubs lead the Raiders as we go to the second quarter. Tonight's 2015 New Orleans Saints LHSAA Game of the Week is brought to you by the New Orleans Saints, title sponsor of the Game of the Week. It's a new season, a new game, New Year's, All-State Sugar Bowl, January 1st at 7:30 Central Time. By Baden, passion for a better game. By North Oaks Orthopedic Specialty Center, a regional healthcare partner of the LHSAA. By Wendy's, now that's better. By Hertz, the official rental car provider of the LHSAA. And by NFHS Network. We are high school. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Lynn Rollins with former LSU nose tackle Greg Bowser and Jessica Province working the sidelines. We are delighted to be coming your way tonight from Baton Rouge on the campus of LSU. U-High leading 7-0 as we play for the first time in the second quarter. Tucker gives some ground and then plants his foot and scoots through on the left side. He needed 1 and he got about 3 or 4.
Big first down, and Rummel's doing it all on the ground, Len, just running right at this U-High defense.
Linebacker Larion James was one of the first to make contact.
3-yard gain.
That is the first, or rather Rummel's third down conversion in this first half.
Oh, we got a little different setup. One of the things you got to watch for is U-High's going to send. At some point, they're going to run a linebacker through there and try to make something happen. They're going to go to a little wildcat here out of Rummel and see if we get direct snap and see if they can't get a big play out of it.
Hensley in motion, and the snap hits Henley on the shoulder pad. Hensley may have been the first to get it.
Well, you change up and you go to a little wildcat and something bad happens, then you're really fortunate to get the football back here.
Covered it up.
Hensley wasn't expecting it. He did not clear the flight path from the snap from Joseph Holt to Israel Tucker, and Rummel was extremely fortunate to be able to get the carom.
They really were. They normally a ball like that bounces back to the defense. Then I would, defensively, I'd send some linebackers kind of on a run blitz here. Maybe make something happen.
2nd and 12. Forcade fakes, steps up into the throw, wings it, and it's incomplete. Very good coverage in the secondary by Malik Antoine. Antoine had 3 interceptions last year and brought 2 of them back for touchdowns. He also recovered 3 fumbles.
Malik Antoine's one of those really, really bright guys, and I think he's got over a 4.0 average, and he's headed to Stanford on a football scholarship. Really good football player.
And he plays on both sides of the ball for the Cubs. 3rd and 12. After a botched snap and an incomplete pass. Blitz coming this time. And the peg to the outside, caught for a first down. That was a superb throw right on the money to Jamar Chase. Well done between Forcade and Chase.
Well, Forcade and Chase, they did a good job throwing and catching, but watch the protection up front. You see the blitz, you get the linebackers coming, the offensive line picks it up and gives Forcade enough time to deliver the football.
One of those blitzers was Dylan Moses, but the offensive line did an excellent job of keeping him from getting to the quarterback. That's a gain of 15 on 3rd and 12. So Rummel now working with a first down at the 33. Tucker, left side, and the little fellow, 5'9", 185 pounds, carries some defenders with him. Don't let that size fool you. He is very strong and elusive.
Well, this is what we talked about from Rummel, that long, sustained drive that keeps their defense off the field, and it gives them a chance to rest their defensive unit and keeps the U-High offense on the sidelines.
Talking about long drives, this is the 13th play of this drive coming up for Rummel. Forcade is in no hurry as he looks over the defense. He's under center and sends the tight end in motion. Once again, it's Tucker. Tucker plants his foot, he cuts back. It looks like he's got enough for the first down, although it may be very close.
You know, the thing about keeping the ball away from the other team's offense is it works only if you score touchdowns. So that's the key for Rummel. You're down here, you've got to get the ball in the end zone.
It is a first down for Rummel. And it comes at the 23-yard line. The ball is placed on the far hash mark, running room to the right side.
23-yard line.
Hensley uses the wide side of the field as a receiver. Now 2 men in a slot on that side. Handoff goes to Tucker, and he spins as helmets hit the ground, and Tucker's still working. The play has not been blown dead. There is a penalty marker, and Tucker winds up in the end zone for a spectacular touchdown. But let's check the penalty markers.
Yeah, I think you may have a holding call on the offense there. The linesman threw it inside.
Tucker with a very determined run. It looked like that play was going to be stopped on several occasions, and Tucker would not be denied.
You know, on the other hand, what they may be talking about is a player's helmet came off and he kept participating in the play. We'll see if that's what the call is or if it's against the officials are not moving the football yet. They're not moving the down markers or anything.
Well, Rummel is going to line up for an extra point, so evidently that's a touchdown.
They waved off the flag. Touchdown.
What a touchdown run by Israel Tucker, capping a 15-play drive. He scores from 23 yards away.
Yeah, I think it's an illegal participation. That's what the player's helmet came off and he continued to participate in the play.
So Israel Tucker comes back from a season-ending ACL injury in the Jamboree last year and flashes brilliance. This for the tie, and it is good.
Well, it seems like a long time since the U-High's offense has been on the field.
That was a 15-play drive covering 84 yards, and we are brand new at 7. Greg, let's look at the touchdown again from 23 yards away, Israel Tucker.
Yeah, you see the missed tackles. That's one right there. 2 missed tackles. 3. Malik Antoine's trying to strip the football out and then can't do it. Israel Tucker says, no way. And he gets it in the end zone. U-High just missed too many tackles. Had it played, you just missed too many tackles. They're going to assess the penalty on the kickoff.
Penalty from the touchdown is being assessed here on the kickoff.
So Tucker's touchdown and Alexander Bollinger's extra point have tied it with 9:04 remaining in the first half. And this kickoff will sail through the end zone for the touchback.
Touchback.
Let's check in with Jessica Province. Jessica?
Well, Len, earlier this week, Coach Roth revealed to us the Rummel Raiders motto for this year, and it's, you don't get what you want, you get what you earn. He says it comes after last year's season coming to an end on such a hard game, but this year on paper, the team has so much talent, and that he's saying just because you're good on paper doesn't mean you're going to be good on the field and have a good outcome. Now, the Raiders have even gone as far as putting this motto on the side of the field, so when the guys enter the field and exit the field, they tap it every time. Back up to you.
You're right, Jessica. Jay Roth recognizes that there are a lot of talented players in many positions for the Raiders, but he's looking to develop some depth and get a team that's a little bit hungrier than maybe he would like so far in the lead up to the first game. And that pass to the left side dropped by Trey Jackson. You won't see that very often.
You know, again, it's a pass that you have to be accustomed to throwing if you're a quarterback, and if you watch the throw, it's a little bit behind him. That's one of those, again, you got to hit him high, hit him in the numbers where he can catch the ball and get up the field, because Trey Jackson's got man-to-man coverage out there, and you expect him to win every time he has that.
White keeps it. He's a big fellow, and he's able to push his way out to about the 27-yard line before he's gang tackled.
Hudgens in on the stop bar.
Well, this brings up a third down and manageable now. He's third and about 3 yards to go. It's something, the playbook is still open to you if you're Chad Mahaffey. You can run the football or you can throw it here. But I think you've got to pick up a first down. You don't want to go 3 and out.
White wings it over the middle. That is caught. An open receiver at the 40. A well-thrown ball that time, and when you need yardage, look for number 25 first. That's Trey Jackson. He's quite the receiver.
Well, Trey Jackson that time just ran a deep curl route, got in behind the defensive back and curled in that hole of the defense. Watch him. He's just going to curl in behind everybody, and DJ White delivers a strike to him. Picks up about 15 yards for the first down.
Nothing doing for U-High after the first down at the 43-yard line. Mike Hollins, who's had a nice start in his first game as a freshman, that time didn't get anything. White airs this one out and sends that one a little bit long and out of bounds, intended for Marshall Vick. Third down and nearly 10.
Well, I got a chance to watch U-High play in the Jamboree when they played Livonia. One of the things that was big in their playbook was a screen pass. I mean, on third and long, third and medium, they threw the screen pass and was very, very successful with it.
Livonia, a state champion itself last year. White looking, slings it deep, and it is intercepted, picked off by Christian Fulton. Fulton coming the other way. He's at midfield. He's at the 40, looking to get a downfield block. Still on his feet, inside the 25-yard line. There is a penalty, marker down.
Interception.
Christian Fulton, who picked off 11 balls in 9 games last year, makes a nifty interception on a deep ball by DJ White.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the turnover, but you're going to get a block in the back against Rummel, so they'll have the football, but I think it'll be a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
Greg, you talked about the ball-hawking skills of Christian Fulton, and we saw it on that interception.
Yeah, Christian Fulton that time, when the ball's in the air, I mean, he has the mentality that it's his football. He's going to go out and try to take the ball away, and that's what he did that time.
Raiders are penalized for a block in the back.
It is a block in the back on the return. They'll mark it from the spot of the foul, and that will put the ball back at the 47-yard line.
Here you watch DJ White. Look at him. He looks at the receiver, stares him down the whole time. I know in high school it's a little different, but when you've got the kind of defensive backs like this, you've got to be careful. You can't give them any tips at all before delivering the football, or they're going to be there to intercept it.
Chris Raymond was the intended receiver, and Christian Fulton on a 50-50 ball won the coin toss. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
They're back in that Wildcat offense.
It did not go well the first time. And they'll throw from it. It is incomplete.
I tell you, I think U-High got away with one. I know the U-High coaches are saying it was offensive pass interference, but the defensive back had a hold of that jersey, wouldn't let go. Watch early on. He's just holding his jersey.
Trey Jackson on coverage.
Trey Jackson on the coverage. The pass just out of the reach of the receiver. David Hensley cut that one loose. Colby Brune splits out wide to the left. He's near the sideline. Hensley comes to the bottom of the formation. 4K looking, sets up the screen, and he's got Israel Tucker, and he's got some room. Tucker pulling away. Boy, is he tough to tackle. And he finally goes down at the 25-yard line.
Well, I talked about the screen pass. It was well set up. You watch 4K here. They just let everybody come through. Israel Tucker slides over there, and then he just follows his blocks. And once you get him in open field, he's a hard guy to bring down. And Dylan Moses tracks him down and was able to make the tackle, but not until after he picked up over 20 yards on that play.
28 on the pickup on the screen pass to the left side. A well-designed play, and Tucker got every inch he could. First down at the 25. Rummel trying to take its first lead after trailing 7-0. We are now tied at 7 apiece. This time it's Maurice Bailey. Bailey had a very fine 2014. He was pressed into action literally at the last moment because it was Tucker who was going to be the workhorse out of the backfield. But Bailey, substituting for Tucker the entire season, rushed for 951 yards and 7 touchdowns and averaged over 6 yards a carry.
Yeah, 6.2 yards every time he touched the football a year ago. For a guy who's not supposed to be the starter, he did an excellent job.
A gain of 5 on that play.
I've never seen an offensive team deliberately wind the clock down so much this early in the football game.
Here's Bailey on a stutter move. He loses the football at the end of the run, and it may have bounced back to a member of his own team.
Yeah, I think he bounced right back up to him that time.
But he recovered.
Looks like Larry Robinson.
First down.
Looks like Larry Robinson, 75, is the guy that gets on the football.
We'll come back in a moment. 6:01 remains in the second quarter. Rummel 7, U-High 7. We're tied at 7 apiece midway through the second quarter. Rummel, after a very sluggish offensive first period, has racked up 155 total yards now, and U-High got off to a pretty good start, but lately it has stalled offensively. It's been held to 78 yards.
Yeah, Rummel very deliberate on offense. They're taking their time, winding the clock down.
Forcade spins, gives it to Tucker. Tucker draws a crowd. That was well played by the defensive front, including the linebacker Dylan Moses.
And Moses did a good job of scraping as a linebacker, filling that hole and making a stop for a minimal gain.
It's interesting, Greg, you talked about the contrasting styles between these teams in our pregame show. We have seen it in spades. U-High wants to crank out as many plays as possible. Rummel wants to use as few plays as possible.
Yeah, they
just still be effective offensively.
Yeah, Rummel just wants to. They want to keep the ball away from them. You know, in football we call it. They want to play in a phone booth, get everything all crowded up where you can get physical with them, and a guy can't get away from you. And they're doing a good job of it offensively now.
2nd and 10. Let's see if Forcade throws it. He pumps, he throws short, and it's dropped right in the hands of David Hensley. Receivers on both sides have not especially helped their own quarterbacks tonight.
No, David Hensley that time, he was the receiver on the end of the line of scrimmage, and what they did was they ran the 2 receivers to the inside. They ran the back off, and Hensley's going to come underneath. You see him take a little jab step and come back underneath. He's wide open. All he's got to do is catch the football.
3rd and 10.
And he can make a big gain that time. B.J. Smothers just a little late getting inside. He's got to stay with his man a little longer. He can't get lost that quick.
Rummel can get a first down without scoring. The throw to the end zone, incomplete, intended for Jamar Chase, the sophomore receiver. And now it's 4th down.
4th and 10. They're going to try a field goal here.
Alexander Bollinger will try to knock it through from about 30 yards. It'll be 29 officially.
Well, you have to be alert now because you've got the starting quarterback as the holder.
Slight angle right. The kick is away. It's got plenty of distance, and it is good. It's a 29-yard field goal by Alexander Bollinger, and Rummel takes a 10-7 lead. Let's go down to Jessica on the field. Jessica?
Well, guys, I am joined now by a very special guest, Chris Payton with the Saints Youth Program, and Heads Up football season was last month, and you've got a lot to tell us about that. What was all involved in it?
Well, we invited two tackle football teams from the city of New Orleans Recreation Department, the Ready Saints and Rummel Playground, to participate in our preseason game against the New England Patriots, and they participated at halftime in that Heads Up Football Month. Also, we had two Hispanic teams, the NFL flag team, Mexican team from
Last chance to get down to the
Mexico,
Louisiana
Tochito, they
tent
came in and
right
also
there at the
participated
entrance
as well with that, and that's a
of the
big cause that
stadium
we're
to
trying
register for
to
that free
involve in
crawfish
with the
boiling
NFL.
kit.
Well, y'all been very busy, but
We're
you've also
halftime.
been busy with the LHSAA. Now, parents, coaches, listen up. Y'all partner with them. What are you teaching them?
Well, we're trying to make the game a safer game, and everybody knows Louisiana is a football state. And
7 plays.
football is a dangerous game, but at the
70
same
yards, 2
time,
minutes,
we try
29
to do our
seconds
best
for the
to
Raiders
get
to
everybody to be
kick the
heads
field
up
goal.
certified so we can talk about concussion awareness,
29
heat and
yard
hydration,
field
just
goal.
making the game a safer game all around for parents and players.
Now, the helmets are a big part of that, but also is hydration. Like you mentioned, the Louisiana weather down here, it's hot, it's humid. What can people do to take more precaution?
Yes, fluids, hydrate. Water, Gatorade, electrolytes, Powerade, whatever your school has. We encourage people, parents, to read into that. Make sure the kids stay hydrated, drink plenty of water because they're burning calories and losing sweat out here on these fields.
Well, Chris, thank you so much for joining me. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Guys.
Well, Rummel now with a 10-7 lead, and the kickoff to the right side. And a big hit on special teams just outside the 20-yard line.
Well, it was B.J. Smothers, number 9, returning the kickoff for U High.
He got whacked as he crosses the 20. Greg, you were talking about Rummel's propensity and desire to crank out long scoring drives. The touchdown drive was 84 yards on 15 plays. The drive, which culminated in the field goal, was 70 yards on 7 plays. And so that's exactly what you were talking about. That is Rummel football, perfectly defined.
Yeah, they get you in there. Now they can just keep the defense out there on long, sustained drives. For U High, you have to do something offensively because you don't want to go 3 and out.
Trey Jackson with his hands on the football. And Jackson's got enough for a first down out to the 33-yard line. He is an electrifying player headed to South Carolina. Jackson averaged just under 19 yards per reception last year. That was good for a dozen yards. White with an empty backfield will run it himself, and he's got some room. He sheds one tackler, sheds another, and he is into Rummel territory at the 48-yard line. DJ White,
Well, this
a
is
bigger
hard.
version of Israel Tucker.
Well, it's hard to defend this. You all spread out. You got receivers all over the place. That means you got man coverage. In the middle of the field's open, and then DJ White just runs it right up the middle and picks up about 18 yards.
Mike Collins, the freshman, draws a crowd after an advance of about 3. Let's call it 2 officially.
Collins on the carry. 2-yard gain. Servat.
4:20 and
on the
counting
tackle for the Raiders.
remaining in the second quarter.
2nd and 8.
Rummel, after trailing 7-0, now leads by 3. White fakes, looks, now he's pressured and tries to dump it off. And apparently it is caught by Marshall Bick.
Well,
Bick's got 1 yard.
DJ White that time, he had 25. Trey Jackson running wide open down the middle of the football field. He just missed him. Jackson was screaming. I mean, there was nobody around him.
Third and 7 for U High. White calling for the football. He's flushed out of the pocket. Now he'll keep it, and he is twisted down an open field on an excellent tackle.
Stop.
That was Derek Munson, the weak side linebacker, and you can't play it better than that in open field.
No, and he gets him for a loss that time. I think that's about a 3-yard loss. DJ White's got, he's got to know that you got to get rid of the football. You can't take a loss like that. You got to get rid of football.
Munson, a weak side linebacker, moved from free safety. It's 4th and about 10. And U High
But I think they're going to just hang on here and maybe take a timeout. I think Chad Mahaffey's going to take a timeout and punt the football.
He does take a timeout, and we'll step aside for a moment as well. 2:34 remains in the second quarter. Rummel 10, U-High 7, as the curtain comes up on the 2015 high school football season tonight. Two and a half minutes remain in the second quarter. 4th and 10 near midfield for U-High, which had 30 yards on the first 2 plays of this drive and got first downs on both plays. The next 3 plays have resulted in nothing. 4th and 10. And U-High will send its punt team to the field. Grant Bonnet will kick it for the second time.
To return for the Raiders.
Malik Antoine is back to receive the punt. He is standing inside the 15-yard line. Or I beg your pardon.
That's going to be 24.
That's Andre Denove. Denove lets this one roll, and U-High has a chance to kill it near the goal line, and it does. Grant Bonnet kicked it away from the would-be receiver, Andre Denove, and it winds up 47 yards later near the goal line.
47-yard punt for Bonnet.
They got it down just inside the 1-yard line.
Watch this one wobble, and U-High is right there after stretching every bit of yardage it could out of that punt.
This is the way for U-High now. You got to pick yourself up defensively. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left before the halftime. You got to get a stop. You can't let them out of there. And if you Rummel, you want to take the football and just wedge it out. Give yourself some room. Just let the quarterback keep it and just wedge it out.
That's exactly what Fourcade will do on first down. And he's able to push the pile impressively for 3 or 4 yards after it appeared he might be stopped much closer to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, the inside offensive lineman for Rummel, they've been pretty physical inside. They got 5 yards on that just simple quarterback
Robinson,
sneak.
a 6'5", 285-pound left tackle. Jordan Melanson, a 5'6", 190-pound senior. Joseph Holt, a 6', 225-pound senior center. Oliver, the right guard, 6'2", 315. Larry Major, the right tackle, 6'1", 235. 100 seconds are left in the second quarter. 10-7 Rummel in a dandy opener for both sides. Fourcade will keep it again.
I think he may have a first down.
That's impressive. Let's call it a gain of 4. They may mark this one a yard short.
Picked up about 4, 3rd and 2.
It'll be 3rd and closer to 2 than 1.
This is a big third down play for this U-High defense. If you could get a stop here, force Rummel to punt the football back to you, U-High's offense will have a chance to get a score on the board before the half.
Rummel will allow as much time as possible to go off the clock, and then we'll take a timeout. And the clock is stopped with 46.4 seconds remaining.
Timeout, Raiders.
I think Rummel just take the timeout and talk it over because it's a big play for them. If they could, they want to just pick up a first down here. You only need a couple of yards. They not have to turn around and hand that ball to number 2. Tucker's been impressive so far. He's been picking up yardage in big chunks. Of course, then you've picked up 9 on 2 quarterback sneaks.
Well, Israel Tucker, after sitting out a full 12 months, has been impressive in the first half. The senior tailback has rushed for 65 yards, and he has 28 receiving yards. And all 65 of those yards have come under duress.
Well, the thing he does best is the first guy that hits him never takes him down. That first defender, he's going to, even if he gets a good shot on him, Israel Tucker's going to make, he's not going to go down. He's going to make some more yards after he gets the first hit.
Third down.
There's Tucker. He wears number 2. Forcade needs about 5 feet to keep this drive alive. Here's the stretch handoff to Tucker. He plants his foot. He's slammed down.
I think he's got the first down.
It does appear he does.
First down for the Raiders.
And this comes with 38 seconds to go. Watch the plant right here. Saw a little seam to cut back, knew he only needed a couple of yards, and did a nice job of wisely picking his spot.
Well, now here's the question: if you Rummel, do you just let the clock run down and go to halftime, or you try to get something going, take a couple of shots down the field, because U-High's going to get the ball to start the second half?
I think the former probably will come into play.
Think they'll be content to just be ahead 10-7 and go in at halftime?
First and 10.
I think you take a shot here. I think you got to take one shot down the field, see if some magic happens. Nope, I'm wrong.
Forcade takes a knee, and that'll bring us to halftime.
Forcade takes a knee, and Rummel will leave the field to allow the remaining seconds to tick away.
Stick around halftime. We're going to see the Rummel Raider.
So Rummel, after trailing 7-0, the U-High touchdown came after a turnover, has found its offense in the second quarter and has moved to a 10-7 lead. And the Rummel offense you talked about, Greg Bowser, in the opening part of the game, indeed came to the forefront of the second quarter.
Yeah, they just kept moving the football on the ground, eating clock.
Let's go down to Jessica Province. She's got Coach Jay Roth. Jessica?
All right, Coach Jay Roth, you're up on the scoreboard. You're connecting with your receivers offensively. You've succeeded. Defensively, you've succeeded as well. What do you make your team's performance thus far?
Well, we missed a few tackles on defense. Offensively, we had 1 turnover, so that was upsetting. But to only give U-High the ball 4 times and a half, the game plan is working right now.
You're neutralizing their speed defensively. Anything you're looking to change?
No, I don't think so. We just got to tackle better and put together a few more first downs on offense. Keep them on the bench as long as we can.
You got it, Coach. Good luck. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Guys.
Jay Roth has turned into an alligator hunter. A couple of weeks ago, he and a buddy went out and got 18 alligators. And he said it's the first time he's ever done anything like that in his life, and he is an 11-year-old son, and they thoroughly enjoyed it. Right now, he's hunting U-High, and Rummel has a 10-7 lead. It's halftime. We'll be back with more in a moment.
Halftime report, where Rummel is leading U-High 10-7, and I have the honor now of being joined by 2 very special guests. It's Principal Mark Milano and Miss Adrienne Gale with Rummel and U-High. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about them. I'm going to start with Principal Mark Milano, and you have a $3 million renovation happening at Rummel. Tell us a little bit about that.
We do. It's very exciting. Last year, they completed the entire window walls around the school, or curtain walls, if you will, and it's just a lot of excitement going on campus. New cafeteria renovation, so a lot of improvements to the physical plan.
Now, Rummel has some very unique courses in pre-medical and pre-law. How did those come about?
Those are some things that we looked into years ago, and we polled the community, and those are some things that just lead to a lot of academic excellence, and we tied them into our one-on-one technology. All of our students have iPads, and so those teachers are able to take those curriculums and link those with the most up-to-date technology, and they're just doing outstanding. The enrollment is really up in those areas.
That is one of the big things that stuck out to me was the one-to-one iPad program. Y'all are ahead in technology.
They love it, and I tell you what, you can't keep up with kids nowadays when it comes to technology, and it really gets those kids engaged in academics.
Definitely. Well, Principal, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, switching gears now to U-High. I have Miss Adrienne Gale, who is the Centennial Project Manager and also the Communications Manager. And I got to tell you, happy birthday to U-High. It's 100 years. That's incredible.
Very exciting. We've got a great year planned. We have 3 special activities going on this year, the first of which is going to be on September 18th. U-High opened its doors September 20th, 1915. We'll celebrate the birthday on September 18th. After that, we will have our alumni homecoming weekend on Friday night. We will, here at the Cub Complex, October 30th at 5 p.m., we'll have a tailgate for our alumni. And then some of our alumni will join us on the halftime show and perform the favorite Barbara Ann. And the following day, we will have tours of the school. And then finally, on April 16th, 2016, we'll end the year with our Black and Gold Bash. And all those events are on our website, uls100.org. And we encourage our alumni and our friends and our family to go there, check it out, see what our school has to offer this year. It's an exciting year for a great school.
Now, I told her this, and I got to say, y'all, I went to that website, and the pictures are adorable. They have them from years from the beginning up until now. It's very neat to see, even as just a fan.
Oh, it is exciting. We have we've put together a lot of pictures back from the 1920s all the way up until today. So our yearbooks are all even online. So if you're a graduate, go and check out your year and see what you were up to in high school. Reminisce. Join us. We want everybody to come out. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Now, real quickly, what other ways are you commemorating the 100th anniversary this year?
Well, we've put together a book, and it is on sale now, pre-sale, again at that website. It's called Forward You Send Us, Forward You Go. It's part of our alma mater. We have a commemorative painting by Jack Joubert. He's the LSU artist, and he has produced a wonderful painting for us. We're going to be selling prints, and we have other smaller items on sale at that website. Those will go on sale at the end of September.
Marching Band is under the
Very neat. A lot happening for the 100th anniversary. Tell me that website one more time.
uls100.org.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
All right, Lynn, you've got a very special guest with you as well.
Well, I do, and if there ever was a guy conflicted tonight, it's Brian Keller, the Chief Marketing Officer for Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana. Brian, why are you conflicted in this Rummel U-High game?
Well, I'm an 1983 graduate of Rummel High School, and I've got 2 students at U-High today, so I'm pulling for Rummel a little bit at the moment.
You had to, being a graduate. So that's interesting, though. So anyway, you can't lose tonight.
Absolutely. I'm a winner either way.
You know, I have found that people can't lose with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana as well. And this is not a company that came about day before yesterday. It has been one of the most trusted and iconic insurance companies really in the country, serving Louisiana for what, more than 8 decades now?
Over 80 years, yes, sir. And we're in 64 parishes, a lot like the LHSAA. We have members all over the state.
Well, you have supported the LHSAA app, which is a very popular, I don't know much about that sort of stuff, but thousands of people do. Why have you chosen to get involved like that?
Technology is kind of the wave of the future, and it's the wave of health insurance as well. So we're proud to be the sponsor of the LHSAA app. It's got scores, it's got stats, it's got the schedules around the state. It's a terrific application.
By the way, it's free, too.
Absolutely.
Costs you absolutely nothing to keep up with all the happenings of your favorite schools. Where are the major offices for Blue Cross Blue Shield in Louisiana?
Blue Cross Blue Shield has offices. You're never more than an hour away anywhere in Louisiana. We're in regional offices in New Orleans, Houma, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, Lake Charles, Alexandria, Shreveport, and Monroe.
I found it interesting to learn that more than 80% of the schools in the LHSAA actually are insured by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana, as well as school boards and police juries and many other public entities.
Yes, sir. We're proud to insure our LHSAA members and other state members and have been doing it for 80-plus years.
Well, Brian Keller, thank you for stopping by. We appreciate your support of the Louisiana High School Athletic Association.
Proud to be a sponsor, Lynn.
And good luck, however this game turns out.
Thank you much.
Okay, we'll be back. It's been a good one in the first half. Rummel 10, U-High 7. We've got a lot more coming your way in a moment on Fox Sports New Orleans.
Welcome back to the Louisiana National Guard halftime report, where Archbishop Rummel leads defending Division II state title U-High Cubs 10-7. I am joined now by Amos Morale with the NOLA.com and the Times-Picayune. Thanks so much for joining me.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Now, before we get into the logistics of recruits and non-recruits and what's happening on the field, tell us a little bit about your role.
I'm sort of a jack of all trades, but mostly I'm dealing with high school sports and recruiting, watching a lot of the guys, so that's kind of what we're doing out here.
Very good. Okay, so we have 2 powerhouse teams on the field tonight. That means recruits nonstop. Let's talk about their commitments. Let's start with Christian Fulton.
Oh yeah, Christian
And the
Fulton
Lehigh Sports
in the first half already showed why he's one of the top recruits and one of the top DBs in the country, period, with a big interception. Just sort of went and grabbed it. You sort of yanked it out of the air. But, he pretty much picks his school if he wants it. He was supposed to commit early on, but I think he decided to hold off a little bit, maybe get a chance to view a few more, take some more visits and whatnot. But I know he's one that LSU, Texas A&M, you name the school, they're trying to get him. So, and he's showing it tonight with his speed, his hands, everything. He's just pretty much everything you want in a defensive back. That's the kind of guy you're looking for.
Now, working closely with him is Briston Guidry, kind of the anchor of the defensive line. Now, he has committed to Arkansas.
Oh, yeah, and anchor might not be a strong enough word. He's pretty much the shipping dock where they're building. They've got some guys, and Briston's been able to kind of move them around, kind of get in the backfield, and, make DJ White, the U-High quarterback, have to make some moves, have to maybe not be as comfortable in the pocket. Have been after him. Arkansas. That's Briston Guidry and Christian Fulton.